All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're breaking down negotiation tactics, mastering the art of the deal from Success Blueprints. And look, the promise here is a big one. To take negotiation, something that, let's be honest, most of us dread, and turn it into your own personal superpower. So, yeah, let's get into it. You've been there, right? I mean, we've all been there. That moment you have to ask for a raise, or you're trying to buy a car, or maybe a house. You know that knot that just twists up in your stomach. It's a totally universal feeling. But what if? What if we could untie it? What if you could actually walk into those situations feeling confident instead of anxious? Well, that's exactly why we need to kind of reframe this whole thing. The source material makes this point right up front, and it's a huge one. Negotiation is not a battle you win or lose. It's a skill. And, just like any other skill, you can learn it, you can practice it, and you can absolutely master it. So that's what we're going to do right now. Let's start building out your negotiator's toolkit, piece by piece. Okay, first thing in our toolkit, the foundation. We've got to understand the fundamental dynamics at play. Because you see, a great negotiation isn't just one thing. It's this powerful mix of two very different disciplines, the art and the science of the deal. So, what are we even talking about when we say negotiation? The source calls it a dynamic interplay. I really love that phrase because it just captures the energy, right? This isn't some static, boring event. It's about finding that common ground through talking and compromising. And notice the key words here. They're all about working together and solving problems, not fighting. And this just lays out those two sides perfectly. The art, that's the human stuff. That's empathy, really getting what the other person wants and building a real connection. Then you've got the science. This is your homework. It's the hard data, the research, the strategy. This is where you get into things like BATNA. That's your best alternative to a negotiated agreement. Basically, it's your walkaway plan. It's the best you can do if the deal falls through. And knowing your BATNA is so important because it gives you power. You absolutely need both to win. Okay, so once we get the dynamics, the very next tool for our kit is all about self-awareness. You have to know your own default style, your go-to approach, before you can ever hope to adapt to a situation. So let's take a look at what those approaches are. So according to all the research, things pretty much boil down to 5 core styles. And understanding these isn't just about figuring yourself out, it's about being able to spot the style of the person you're negotiating with. That's a game changer. And this is where it gets super practical. You can see the 5 styles laid out here. Let's do a quick run through. First, compete. That's your hardball, I win, you lose approach. Great for one-time deals where you'll never see the person again. The opposite is accommodate, a strategic I lose, you win. You might use this to build some goodwill for the future. Then there's avoid, the lose-lose. You use this when the issue is tiny or things are just getting too emotional. Compromise is the classic meet in the middle when you're short on time. But the gold standard, the one you should always be shooting for, is collaborate. That's the creative win-win, where you bake a bigger pie so everyone gets a bigger slice. It's about you both walking away happy. A little pro tip here, always try to figure out your counterpart's style early. It'll tell you everything you need to know. Now this brings us to what is, quite possibly, the most critical tool in your entire kit. Seriously, the source is crystal clear on this. The real work, the thing that actually decides if you succeed or fail, happens way before you ever step into that room. And preparation isn't just some fuzzy idea. It's a clear 3-step process. Step 1, research. You gotta dig in. Get all the data you can on them, the market, everything. Step 2, set smart goals. Don't just go in there wanting a good deal. No, make it specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Know exactly what victory looks like. And finally, step 3, understand the environment you're walking into. And let's just zoom in on that last step for a second, because people forget this one all the time. You have to think about the cultural stuff, especially if it's an international deal. What are the legal rules? What about economic trends, like inflation? And maybe most importantly, what are the power dynamics? Who's really making the decisions here? You see, context is everything. Okay, so you've done your homework, you know your style, you are prepped and ready to go. Now, it's game time. This is where your communication skills, both what you say and what you don't say, become your absolute superpower. Think about it like this. Communication is happening on 2 channels at the same time. You've got the verbal channel. This is about being crystal clear. Be precise, use persuasive language, tell a story that makes your side feel right. And please, never forget the strategic use of silence. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can say is absolutely nothing at all. And then you have the nonverbal channel, your body language, eye contact, how you hold yourself. It's all sending signals constantly. You have to be aware of what your signals are saying. But out of all these skills, the source points to one as being the most powerful, and it's backed up by this quote right here. Active listening. This isn't just about being quiet and waiting for your turn to talk. It's about genuinely trying to understand what the other person needs and wants. As the research clearly shows, this one skill is directly tied to success. A lot of the time, just listening is your best move. All right, we have covered a ton of ground. We've talked about the foundations, the styles, all the prep work, and those crucial communication skills. So now, let's pull it all together. It's time to assemble your complete negotiator's toolkit. So here it is, your checklist for success. Let's recap. 1. Remember it is both an art and a science. 2. Know the 5 negotiation styles and know when to use each one. 3. Always follow the 3 steps of preparation. 4. Master your communication, both what you say and what your body says. And 5. The golden rule. Listen more than you speak. These aren't just little tips. These are the essential tools you need. So you've got the blueprint now. The tools are officially in your hands. The only question left is the one you see right here. What deal will you master first? Whether it's that raise, that new house, or your next big contract, you're ready. Now, go make it happen.